It's the last match I watched before now. Like I haven't followed WWE in a few years.
Yeah.
And the last thing we watched was I think it was WrestleMania in 2020. And The Undertaker wrestled AJ Styles in this thing called the Boneyard match.
Now, something like this is really inspiring to me because on the Total Recall show budget, we could definitely do something, that looks like this.
Because we got to work on the Total Recall show movie.
Yes, the Total Recall show expanded universe. Yeah, we got to kind of get out of the studio a little bit and stretch our legs.
At this graveyard with like a Hammer horror graveyard,
yeah,
a hearse pulls up and it's do you see why I fucking love it?
I love it.
And AJ Styles arrives in a coffin.
Yeah. Yes.
By two cloaked, hooded, mysterious,
like guys from Phantasm or something. Yeah.
And AJ Styles is here, and there's all this.
And he looks like he's having the time of his life. He's like, "What am I doing here, dude? How'd I get here? Woo! Woo!" Oh, yeah, there was the other thing at the match. It's like this Ric Flair yelp or something. Woo! Woo! There was a lot of that.
Usually do that when they do. Ric Flair does his chops, his famous chops.
Woo!
Woo! So anytime somebody does a chop, I think the crowd does a woo.
It was nonstop at this SmackDown.
Was it constant woo?
Woo! Yeah, there was always somebody go woo woo.
Undertaker's arriving to the graveyard via motorcycle. See him driving down the lonesome, foggy road.
Now, when does Mitch Buchanan show up? Because this is Baywatch Nights.
Isn't this Baywatch? You feel this budget? I'm fucking. This is
I would be so proud if I made this up.
Dude, this guy, people were shitting on this too, but there's a small contingent of people that are fucking obsessed.
I'm on board.
I'm fucking obsessed with this. So Undertaker shows up and they're shooting this Baywatch Nights, aren't they?
So Undertaker's got a schmata on, because last time I saw Undertaker, he had kind of this kind of hair. He had rock star hair.
He vacillates between the dead man is Undertaker cloaked duster persona, and the biker taker, which is his American badass.
Okay.
And he has different move sets between
the tucks the hair up into the schmata.
And his finisher, I think during the biker taker era, was the last ride. Was his? But so there's an open grave.
So this is like loser leaves town match. This is loser gets in the open grave.
Yeah.
Loser gets buried match.
So I'm gonna just turn this up just to hear. You got to hear some sound. Yeah. So they've superimposed some punches that you normally wouldn't hear in a match.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of smacking, a lot of hard smacks and collisions, beef colliding with beef. And there was only in the whole thing there was only one move where from the angle that I was at I could see some of the artifice, but other than that it was pretty convincing.
They try to they're fighting in the back of the hearse.
Yeah.
They try to they don't want to hurt the other person.
This is a massacre. This is not.
It truly is
a match.
So we've got to see there was a lot of they spent a lot of budget on the fog machine,
the Foley work,
because when they were wrestling, it sounded like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it was those kind of sweet like video game punches.
Also, I think there was a little moment where we had breakaway glass, and he pulled some hair out of AJ's head.
So that breakaway glass is made out of sugar.
Sugar. Yeah. Now they're on top of the car. There's a lot of Spanish moss.
Yeah, hanging down. Yeah, it's also kind of a. This would be the fourth Swamp Thing movie.
They just been beating this old hearse up. I wish I was at this gravesite and saw these two arrive.
Right, yeah, you're visiting a relative's grave.
I'm crying and putting flowers on it, and then AJ Styles and Undertaker show up and start beating the shit.
They're fighting on top of the car. No, this is great.
Tom, I
like,
knew
how,
you would.
Yeah, how can you not be a fan of like, you know?
I'm obsessed. I'm like, this is like, why weren't they doing this all like? It's kind of like, I mean...
Well, that's the thing, like, all the lockdown stuff kind of forced a lot of innovation. And for us, too. Like, I don't know that this show would exist or exist in the form that it does if not for lockdown. You know, it kind of forces certain innovation. And we're seeing that here.
In action.
Yeah.
The coffin is falling out of the back of the hearse. They do take this to a different... There's, like, also on this gravesite a giant, like, structure.
Well, this is kind of like Kill Bill. There's, like, a scene like this in Kill Bill.
Yes!
And you know what? Like, you know, Tarantino's like, okay, only one more movie, but I'm still going to direct... I could direct TV shows, I could direct a streaming thing, I could direct that, and that won't count as my movie. Like, how about Quentin Tarantino direct some
WWE stuff? Yeah. That would be amazing. So I think he went for a low blow, hit him in the groin.
Yeah, there was a low blow at the match I saw. Somebody got
hilarious.
Hit in the groin, and the ref's back was turned during it.
Someone's always distracting the ref.
Yeah, like the ref gets kind of like caught up in minutia, like somebody like you know, holding on to the ropes too much or something. Yeah, and then some horrible thing happens
right behind him, and the crowd's telling him, "Turn around, please." So he's trying to get the Undertaker into the open grave.
Yeah.
And they're like shooting the camera from like through the trees.
Yeah, he did the rope-a-dope. You know, he like let him like because I thought it was over. The Undertaker was just like beating the shit out of him. But now he's like sort of coming back.
And also, I love that this grave site. There's also a giant like a John Deere like
that's gonna pave it back over. You know, and dump all the dirt back in.
The scoop's pre-filled with some dirt.
Great silhouette. There's like a real nice silhouette shot. Okay. Some good like blood on there. I love when the crew shows up.
Yeah. Zoom in a little like Scorsese. Like
yeah, ever since I was a kid, I always knew I wanted to be a gangster. I wanted to be an Undertaker. That was the thing with like Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. Like Rey can't fight his son. But then, like, Rey's crew shows up.
Yeah, it's like, I can't do this. I need you guys.
Well, and it was like, it's not like they were his partners. They were, like, fans of his. There was, like, a crew that's, like, all fans.
To back him up.
Back him up.
Tom, look who has emerged from the structure.
Yeah, it's the Scream.
The ghost face.
Ghost face,
yeah. They seem to have come out of the, this, like, barn. And also... You're there. You're at the gravesite, and you're like, "Who are these guys?"
Yeah, well, they're ghouls.
Ghouls.
Yeah, that's what you'd find at a graveyard.
So he's surrounded, like.
But I would think they're with him. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I hope I can't remember. They look dangerous, Tom.
They look like they're sizing him up.
Oh, they are attacking him.
Yeah.
Because I'm there putting.
They're unaffiliated.
Yeah, that's pretty good. They're like in Castlevania, like a skeleton comes. I'm there like setting flowers on my loved one's grave, and this is happening. Like I'm trying to mourn over here.
Like I guess at a time when they're not doing like live events, it's like
you get this gem.
Do this instead, and it's like, hey, maybe we make this a regular part. Not a ref in sight to like shut any of this stuff down.
Yeah, anything basically goes here.
When we were in Elizabeth, they had the ladder match.
Oh, that was super fun. Yeah. Tom, you mentioned a ladder. You're going to see some ladder work here for sure. They scale. It's like Die Hard. They scale this structure. These guys are really selling the... I mean, I don't even have to sell it. I think they're just really getting beat here by the Undertaker. They got this cool, like, wind chimey kind of music in the background. Very scary. AJ's been making fun of the Undertaker's age. He keeps
because that's age. I mean, it's these generational conflicts, and that's always there's gonna be like the new guy coming up who's got like youth on his side, but then the old guy's got experience, and like maybe it's time to hang it up, but like you're untested, you're untried. I'm the brand name, and
this is Undertaker, I believe, his final match.
Okay, he
goes out, I think, on this
spoiler. Wow. He'll be back, though. Like, nobody really ever retires. Like, they'll find a function for him.
even if he can't physically perform, maybe they could have another match like this where he's kind of like just there's a stunt, an unknown stunt man comes in to like do. What a setting! I'm like in the background. I'm like crying by the grave.
Yeah.
So the Undertaker's headpieces come off and.
Yeah, and you see, like, you know, he does have hair.
He's
not pulling a little Steven.
Or a Bret Michaels. He's got like a blonde wig attached to his headband. I'm going to start wearing a headband with a blonde wig that's coming out of the bottom.
Okay, now they broke through into some other
chamber
section.
here. And
I liked all those, like, guys with, like, the robes, you know, all those horror
the
ghouls, yeah. I'm trying to predict. I think that maybe it's going to be like the end of Ghost, where like a bunch of faceless creatures just like pull him into the
grave
into the cornfield. Or
oh my god! I honestly can't. I know somebody goes in that grave.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like a little mini action movie, action horror.
Now it's kind of like somber music.
Like this would be pretty like a sort of like action horror movie, you know, like where it's, you know, kind of like, you know, like fisticuffs and stuff and ghosts and whatnot. You know?
That's why I've watched this like many times.
We're seeing like a new genre.
Yeah.
They have to
bleep it out. He's getting closer to that open grave, I think, because the grave is near that machine.
He's got the
shovel here.
Yeah, great silhouette work. Every now and then there's like some cool silhouette stuff.
He's gonna bury him. Wonder if he connects with this. I can't. Oh god. Like.
Come on, you can do it. Get up.
Oh, he broke it right over. Oh, Tommy's in the grave. Yeah. There he is.
Well, I mean, they're setting it up for like, you know, Halloween or like Friday the 13th or something, where like he climbs up out of that grave in some future.
You know he is.
Yeah. Yeah, like this guy goes to like visit his grave and like a spit on it or piss on it or something, and then an arm comes up and grabs. Because like the Undertaker, didn't he have like a supernatural storyline?
He was the dead man.
Yeah.
AJ Styles, when he grabbed that handful of dirt, he said ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I wouldn't
Those dumb motherfuckers can't mess with us.
Ashes to. I wouldn't know how to operate that heavy machinery there.
Yeah, it's like John Deere. Oh, he was back behind him the whole time. Yes, a supernatural ending. Love it.
Tom.
Yeah, you fucked with the wrong guy. It's the Undertaker.
How did he get out of that grave?
I mean, that's you know, that's some like slasher movie stuff where all of a sudden he's behind you.
I think,
unless he's got like a twin, that could be.
That's a twist.
Like a Brian De Palma kind of thing.
I think at this point they go up on top of this roof of this building.
Yeah, this is an epic. You know, everybody always talks about like the parallels between like wrestling and superhero comics, and it is like, you know, it's right there. Yeah.
Isn't this awesome? You're right. Great silhouette work.
Oh yeah,
here.
You said there was going to be a ladder, and here's the ladder. Yeah.
It gets them up to the
tin roof, rusted.
We got some pyrotechnics.
That was the other thing. Like at the SmackDown, a lot of indoor pyrotechnics, and like, man, it was loud.
Yeah, and it gets hot. You can feel the heat on.
Yeah.
These guys are back. He's like, my nose, my package. I creased my package.
Sensei crease my package. Yeah, this is a little bit like a Cobra Kai episode. You know.
It's the Boneyard match. I mean, they got to come down off the roof.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Matt, I'm real glad you shared that with me. That was something to behold.
Yeah, I knew you would appreciate the Boneyard match.
I'm into it. The thing is, like, just in my naivety, I assume that there's like years worth of stuff like this, but I guess this kind of stands alone.
I think they did one. It might have been 2 nights. They did like a Firefly Funhouse type. They did a second one with John Cena. They did 2, so like, yeah, this is like a kind of a new thing, I believe. I thought you would appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think he goes off this roof.
I mean, that's what they're setting up, you know? Just from, like, the shot. They're, like, shooting from down below. I know somebody's going to come flying. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah. Oh, my God. they got the music bed going, and he show him climb down.
Yeah, it's like the music from like Lost or like a Chris Nolan movie.
Oh yeah, like Inception or something. It's getting personal.
Yeah. Say, Uncle.
Say, Uncle. Looks like AJ's going in and out of consciousness.
Yeah. The fun's just getting started.
I think he picks him up here. He picks him up and carries him like this. He's like...
I get the feeling he's still got some fight in him.
Yeah.
This is going on like way longer than I thought, and it's still, you know, it's pretty compelling.
Yeah. This is like he picks him up. This is like an episode of television. Like a full I think this is...
He ain't heavy.
He's my
brother.
He said don't bury... Oh, he's begging for...
Yeah, begging for mercy.
Yeah, this is...
You're sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it came to this.
Sorry it came to this, AJ. He's like, words hurt, so does punches. He's like, no, you're a spry.
Hey,
he's like,
you're a spring chicken. You got decades.
You got decades, Undertaker. He's like, I was kidding. I'm not gonna. He gives him plants a big kiss. He's like, I love you, AJ. Always have, always will. He's giving AJ probably. He's saying he's fought his ass off. And they might just bury the hatchet here.
Yeah,
They're just gonna go their separate ways. He's like, we're gonna let bygones be bygones.
Coldest cut of all.
The bygones.
I think there's a roundhouse kick is coming.
You called it in the grave. Oh my God, he's in the grave.
I think that's the third time he's been in that grave.
Whoa, he looks...
He's got a mean look. Now he's just got to finish the job.
Finish the job. AJ's in there. I hope he doesn't... I'm praying he doesn't, like, dump this dirt on AJ.
I'm thinking then AJ shows up behind him, and it just keeps going and going and going. They keep showing up behind each other.
It's for charity. It's like a thon, like a telethon or something. It's a wrestle-thon. They just keep like showing up. It's like Terminator music.
Yeah, and it is the shot of the exosuit with like the light behind. And
yes.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Where did that like light come from? He like pisses on the grave.
Oh, and it's
what?
Oh man, AJ Styles is a year younger than me.
Yeah, both look great.
Yeah, he's not looking too bad. If that guy's only a year younger than me, he's not looking.
What?
Too bad. Whoa, it's like the end of Carrie. AJ.
Oh, his bandana. He's got up. He can't leave that behind.
So if you're ever feeling sentimental, you can just go find the headstone of AJ Styles and you know. And pay your last respect. The final resting place of AJ Styles.
His hand, they don't like do anything with his hand.
That's the guy. That's McIntyre with the sword.
Oh, Drew McIntyre. There he is.
McIntyre with the sword. So yeah,
we watched the Boneyard match.
Thank you so much for sharing that with me.
You're
Matt.
welcome.
I really enjoyed that. Right up my alley. I want more. I want and it's inspiring too. We're gonna have to have the Total Recall Show Boneyard match.
Yes.
I'm Tom Scioli, author of I Am Stan, a graphic biography of the legendary Stan Lee, and you can find a pre-order link to pre-order that book in the show notes below. And at that same link, you can pre-order the softcover edition of Jack Kirby: The Epic Life of the King of Comics.
I'm Matt Zeoli.
And please follow me on Twitter at Tom Scioli and on Instagram at Tom_Scioli.
Follow my music on Instagram at Speedrun Rock.
And if you support my Patreon, you'll have access to the full archive of various comics I've been working on and new stuff as I produce it.
Follow the show on Instagram at Total_Recall_show.
And yeah, we'll see you at the grave of AJ Styles.
Yeah, we'll see you at the grave of AJ Styles.
So he's not been seen or heard from since, right?
I don't know. He's like, yeah, because like the fucking Undertaker
like
fucking killed him.
How far does kayfabe go? Like, does he just have to like lay low? And they're like their payout his contract, you know.
For full kayfabe, he's like,
because that was 3 years ago.
Yeah, like you're like you have to go down and leave the country and like pretend.
Or I guess he like shows up as like a masked mystery wrestler who like nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, because Undertaker killed him. He buried him alive.